trying to turn a guy, it's really important against a good wrestler that you use your whole body to turn your opponent. So what that means is your arms and your legs and your hips to control the guy. So the very basic first off the whistle tilt is just an arm chop and a tight waist. And if you're able to master this, you'll have a lot of the motions figured out for how to do everything else we're going to do tonight with the tilt. So if I get on top of him here, my hips are tight, and I'm on top, my chin's right in the middle of his back. All I'm going to do off the whistle is chop his arm in, get a tight waist, and load him up on my hips. I'm not going to get fancy with grabbing his wrist or anything. This is just a simple arm chop, tight waist tilt. So off the whistle, I'm going to chop it in here, squeeze real tight, and then watch my knee. It's going to come out front and rock him up into my lap. And you'll see this foot is underneath his leg. I'm squeezing real tight. Now, obviously, since I don't have a whole lot here, it's going to be tough to hold a guy on his back for a long time there. But that's all right. You can get a 2 count or a 3 count here and get your 2 points. Plus, if you can get this motion down, like I said, everything else we do is going to fall right into place. So, right here, tight waist, chop, rock him up onto your hips. Elevate the toe here on the bottom leg. So he'll be squirming around up in here. But if I've got him loaded up and I'm squeezing everything tight, I can score. And then he kicks up off his back. And we're okay, we're good to go. Here, face this way now. Which way? This way. Okay, again. So just watch what I'm doing with my legs and this arm here. This arm on his waist comes real tight. Chop this in and just grab onto it. Just grab his arm with my hand here. Block with the knee, pull him up, into my lap. See where my hips are? They're underneath his hips. And I'm underneath the bottom leg here. I'm squeezing everything really tightly. My knees are pinching his leg to hold him in my lap. I can't get lazy. Even though I'm not doing a whole lot with this foot, I'm not going to get lazy here. This way still. So I chop, pinch him up, pinch, elevate, right here. I've got him on his back. His hips aren't on the mat at all. It's going to be hard for him to do anything without me controlling it. All right, last time, then we'll let you guys try it. Okay, chop the arm, tight waist, block with the knee. Pinch your knees, elevate, keep them on your lap. Okay, now, sometimes the guy will flatten out on us. We've got him flatten out on the mat for him. And we're going to do a very similar thing here. This is an easy way to get into this tilt. It's just going to require a little power with our hips. So I'm on top of him, and I've got a tight waist. And, you know, it's going to be hard for me to tilt him and do a lot of these things from this position. So all we're going to do is post on his elbow and drive him over his shoulder. This is very similar to a gut wrench. In a gut wrench, I take him like this. We're going to do a very similar action, only we're going to stop halfway through it. So again, face this way. Okay, I've got a tight waist here. I've got him flattened out. Maybe I was working here. I can't turn him. All I'm going to do is come right on top. I'm going to push with my foot that's in between his legs. I'm going to drive up into it. And drive his hips onto my lap. Right here. Okay, as I was driving up, I pulled his arm in and ended up in the exact same position. So I've got my tight waist here, got him broken down, I can't turn him. Top of the arm, drive, pull in, and take him over onto your hip. Right here. All right, face the wall now. This way. Okay, I'm on top. Got a tight waist down in here, and I'm squeezing him tight. He's not coming up. I'm not able to turn him. This is my foot in between his legs. Come down hard over his elbow. Drive. And elevate that toe. Again. I'm on top here, I'm trying a couple different things. Maybe I'm running my half, it's not working. Gotta be quick on this. Just take him over your knee. Right there. My whole body's doing this. Tight waist is squeezing hard. Hand on the elbow, pulling it in. My feet are driving him towards the shoulder. As I drive him towards his shoulder, tight waist is going to pull him up into my lap. One more time, then you guys do it. Okay, right here. On the elbow, drive, take him over. Switch to here. Hold it tight. Do you see the similarities between that and the gut wrench? Where I'm taking him over, I'm attacking this post, tilting him up to his back. The only difference in folk style is you have to hold him there, so we're going to hold him there. Super common to be in that position, because you'll know as you're wrestling a good wrestler, he's not just going to lay there most of the time. And that's really, I think, how tilts became pretty popular these days and where they were developed, is because it's hard to get a good wrestler flat on the mat. And on the other hand, though, it's hard to turn a guy that isn't broken down. So this is a way to kind of get around that a little bit and turn a guy who might be up on his knees, and also he's a good wrestler, so it's hard to break him down. You know, I feel like if I'm on bottom, I can stay in this position pretty much all day. I might not be getting out, but I'm not flat on my stomach. So that's where I think tilts really came into play, is turning good wrestlers. And that's why you see a lot of them, because it works at a high level. Okay, first one we're going to do with the wrist. All we're going to do is chop, get a wrist. That's the only difference. I'm on top here. To get the wrist, I'm going to chop his arm, knee him in the butt, and drive him forward. Grab his wrist. One thing I did as well is this hand that was on the waist pried in the thigh right here to help drive him forward. So if I just chop, he can kind of keep his knees up and slide. It's hard to break a good wrestler down. Pry the thigh, chop, knee him in the butt. Okay, once I get him down, I'm just going to grab his wrist right here. Then I'm assuming he's going to try to push himself back up into position. When he does that, I'm going to grab the elbow, just like we did before, and suck his arm in deep into his waist. My knee's going to step around, and I'm going to load him up into my lap. And I'm just going to squeeze as hard as I can right here. Because he's still going to be trying to get out. I got to hold him here. Okay, so we're going to break him down, get the wrist. He comes up to his knees, we score. Squeeze tight. Face this way for me. Okay, watch my hands here. Pry, chop, knee. Get the wrist. He comes up. Sit up for me here. This is what I've got. I've got his wrist. I call this a cross wrist position. Just got his elbow here. Over here, good pressure. My knee comes in front. I'm already setting up to pinch his leg. Hold in my hips, elevate. Squeeze, pinch my legs, elevate the toe. It's a lot easier to hold a guy in this position than the last one. All right, one more angle. Face the opposite wall now. Okay, I'm on top, chop, drive, capture the wrist. Got the wrist, he comes up, and he comes in front. Elevate the toe, right here. He's on his back and I'm in control. Squeeze tight. Try to stay perpendicular to him. So if I get parallel here, he can roll over on top of me and get off his back. Come back. But more perpendicular he tries that, he just can't go anywhere. And that's what we want. We want him to not be able to go anywhere. So, chop the arm, pry the leg, capture the wrist. He comes up to his knees, suck it into your hips, and tilt him up and elevate the toe. Let's explain this one, and we'll just go through it real quick, because a lot of things are very similar. The only difference is we're doing a little different thing with our hand. instead of just having the cross wrist and elbow, we'll come inside and get two hands on one arm here. So I capture the wrist here, and I feel like I'm not going to be able to turn it. So I just come inside this position right here. You've all seen this. So we can hit some nice tilts from this position as well. Everything's pretty much the same, only it's even tighter yet. As you can see, each one we've done progressively here has gotten a little bit tighter. So when I get this position, knee in, elevate the toe, and hold it here, this is tight, because I can do a couple things here. If he turns away from me, I can just pull him in. If he turns into me, I can straighten my arm. This arm right here, so I can hold him in this position. You know, I can keep a guy here for, a whole period if I have to. He turns in, right here. He turns away, he turns in. He's on his back the whole time. Now, a point I want to emphasize and overemphasize here is what I'm doing with my legs. Because I can't turn a guy with just my arms. He's too good. So let's say I've got my 2-on-1 here. For me to take him over, my left knee, watch where I go with it. Right here, I block him off, because I'm going to pull him into my lap. Don't miss this step. I'm really over-exaggerating where I'm putting my knee way up front here, because I'm going to try for that in a match, but I know the guy's not going to let me have everything. So I need to do more than is necessary. So I've got him here, jam this knee in, and pull him out. Right here. Perpendicular, hips on hips, he turns away, pull him in, he turns into me, straighten my arm. Okay, last time facing the wall over here. Okay, chop, bring the arm in, slip into the 2-on-1, knee, hip, right here. Very similar hip motion, pretty similar arm motion.